How we doing, everyone? It's fall, starting to get cold, especially here in Michigan, running out of days to play golf. But I want to encourage you to get out and still play. Plenty of time to still work on your game and even get some practice in before the snow actually falls as we get into the holiday season. As it gets cold, I'd like to talk a little bit about ways to stay warm when we're playing golf. Most importantly, I like to encourage you to layer up. With the sun out, it's still pretty cold here in Michigan and in other places in the Midwest and elsewhere. But if we layer up, we can kind of be prepared for anything, and kind of showing you some examples of it right now. As you see, I have a thicker Columbia coat on right now, and I don't really think I could swing with this on, but between shots, especially if I'm riding in a cart with the protection or without the protection, or maybe with the propane heater in there, I like to wear a jacket in between shots. Something that keeps my body warm, almost like a quarterback on a cold day when he's on the sidelines and waiting and preparing to go back into the game. I like to think about that, or a pitcher. We're thinking about fall and October ball there. Those guys have ways to stay warm when they're not active or in their actual performance mode. So I like to kind of copy that. So I have this coat on, but if I take this off, you see there's another layer here. Now this I could swing with, and I feel, pretty comfortable, short game, full swing, swinging in this mode. This is me. We have to think about ourselves as individuals here and what we're comfortable doing. Like I said, some people may be able to swing with their coat on, just something I don't feel comfortable with, but the vest is good. Now let's say I have the vest on, and once again, with the sun being out, I'm wearing my dark clothes to absorb that sun as much as I can. I may take this off, and I have my fleece on. And under here even, I have some layers and my collared shirt. And sometimes I might even put on a thinner fleece underneath here. Just depends on how I feel and the actual conditions that we're looking to perform in. So that's just something that I like to show people. So there's 2 layers, a third layer here, and I even have a thinner layer underneath my golf shirt. Don't think that I'll need to take anything else off on a day like today. This feels pretty good, if not swinging with the vest on, okay? Now, one of the things I like to talk about as well is, as you can see, I'm wearing, more of a beanie hat with a little bit of a brim to fit, to cover my head and help me with vision a little bit there, but to keep these ears and that head warm. For me, keeping my head warm and keeping my hands warm are very, very important. And there's several ways that I keep my hands warm. This is pretty self-explanatory here, but I may have a thin layer of gloves, once again, that I wear between shots. I have some friends that actually can play with the gloves on. These are FootJoy rain gloves, not the thicker winter gloves, and they're designed to be to swing a golf club with. I don't particularly like to. This is more for between shots for me. Or if it's even colder, I may pull out these mittens and stick in hand warmers inside of these and wear these in between shots. And these are ways that you just keep your body warm the majority of the time. If you think about golf, we're hitting shots like that. Even with our pre-shot routine, it's brief. But between shots, that's when we can keep our body warm. And if we're consistent with how we do that, getting a routine of keeping our body warm, it may help us to play better golf and enjoy our day, okay? Now, one other thing that I use, kind of stole this from football, but I love these. The quarterback, hand warmer that you can tuck behind yourself. Let's get it clipped in here. And I tend to wear that a little bit underneath my fleece. But I think it's great, because just like those quarterbacks, I can keep my hand behind my back if I need to. If I want to, between shots, I can spin this thing in front of me. Especially if I'm walking and I'm carrying my backpack or my golf bag behind me. So this is something that I always use. Even when I'm teaching, this is something that I use as I'm watching and observing, and I have the ability to kind of throw it behind me if I need to. And once again, I feel like I can swing a golf club like that, okay? So those are just a couple of ways to keep your body warm. Once again, trying to stay warm in between your golf shots is very, very important. We don't have to fight the elements, and if we need to, I think it's best to just eliminate those elements as best we can in between those golf shots, keeping our hands warm, keeping our head warm, and having the ability to layer up when necessary. So just a little help for some of the fall cold weather that we're gonna deal with here, but I wanna encourage you to get out. This is when we get better. And also a great time to practice. Not a lot of people out here, so I can kind of use the facility the way that I want to, and you can do the same. So just a little help here with Andre Pillow, DNA Golf Instruction. Thanks for watching.